Fauci lied, people died. At least according to our latest poll of 1,000 U.S. likely voters. This continues our work of actually polling on the taboo pandemic topics, something that pretty much only we as national pollsters have done. I won't get into all of our previous work, but our vaccine polling especially is something that you shouldn't miss. Here's a quick recap. 41% of vaccinated Americans say they had a COVID vaccine side effect, and 7% of them said they had a major side effect, which implies 12 million people. 28% of Americans say they know someone personally who they suspect died from the COVID vaccine, which is an absolutely astounding number, and 49% say that it's at least somewhat likely that side effects from the vaccines have caused a significant number of unexplained deaths. And 10% say that a member of their household died whose death may have been caused by COVID vaccine side effects, whereas 11% say that a member of their household died from the COVID-19 virus. The implication, of course, being that potentially, according to Americans themselves, the vaccines killed just as many people as the virus did. But looking at this whole COVID fiasco, is anyone to blame? Well, for starters, 47% of U.S. likely voters think that Dr. Anthony Fauci hasn't told the truth about U.S. government funding of gain-of-function research. Only 39% of voters say he is telling the truth, when he, of course, denies our involvement. These numbers are essentially unchanged since December. Here are the party numbers. 67% of Republicans and half of independents say Fauci is lying, and only 22% and 33% respectively say he isn't. But 58% of Democrats say he's lying, while 25% say no. You probably could have guessed this, but Biden supporters believe Fauci the most. The numbers are so incredible I had to make a slide for them. 84% of Biden's strong supporters still believe Fauci on the U.S. not being involved in gain-of-function research, but only 3% of them, 3%, say that he's lying. But a ridiculous 66%, 2/3, 2 out of 3 voters think that U.S. officials are likely involved in a cover-up of China's role in the COVID pandemic. 45% say very likely, and only 25% say it isn't likely. 11% vary. And here, by party, there is more agreement. 77% of Republicans think it's likely, but also 69% of independents, and even 54% of Democrats think the government is likely involved in a cover-up to protect China. So voters overwhelmingly, 66% to 25%, think our government, our taxpayer-funded government, is engaged in a cover-up to protect China in its role in the pandemic. For a frame of reference, keep in mind that 48% of voters think that China is an enemy, and only 11% say it's an ally. And about half of voters think it's at least somewhat likely we'll be in a shooting war with China in the next couple of years. Now, some in government have accused China and Fauci of being directly culpable for COVID pandemic deaths. And 60% of voters at least somewhat agree with this statement that China lied, Fauci lied, and people died. 43% strongly agree, and only 32% disagree. Only 20% disagree strongly. By party, 76% of Republicans agree, 57% strongly, and 20% disagree, 11% strongly. A majority of independents agree as well, 61%, and only 34% disagree. And Democrats are essentially split on whether the U.S. government and China's involvement in gain-of-function research, as well as the ensuing cover-up, were to blame for killing people. Again, Biden approvers agree least, but 30% of them still agree, though 63% disagree and 50% disagree strongly. But Biden's strong disapprovers are pretty unanimous here. If polling numbers on China are your kind of topic, then stand by for tomorrow when we'll have new numbers covering our military readiness, Biden's rating on the issue of China, and an update about how likely we are to be at war with China in the next couple of years. Like the video, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter so you don't miss it. And thanks for watching.